Welcome to Steve's Cottage with Steve Horner. Steve Horner, a former radio talk show host, helps spotlight the source of today's social chaos while offering practical solutions to the problems negatively affecting you and your family. And now, here's Steve.
Wow, I'm so happy to have you here at the cottage with yours truly, Steve, man. Steve Aruski, Steve Meister, Steve Areno. Oh boy, I got a great show for you today. What is feminism? You're going to like this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Another groovy 25 minutes of social commentary that you won't get anywhere else. I got Sean's shirt on. Sean, you gave me this shirt. It's a beautiful shirt.
Oh, you looked homeless, so I thought I'd help you out.
Thanks. Now I look homely. So this is 91.3. This is your college radio frequency, right?
Yeah, the student-run station.
The student-run station, yeah. And it's the Blaze. That's a beautiful shirt. Remember I showed you last week when you gave it to me. I said, made in Vietnam. I said, oh, that's why 55,000 Americans were killed, so we could make shirts for your college.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, don't say that to me. I hate that. I didn't do it for you.
I'm sorry.
I did it for those little gooks who were trying to get rid of communism. We didn't kill babies. We tried to stop the frickin' communists from killing babies.
Steve,
that is so upside down.
Let me say it differently.
Yeah.
Thank you for your cotton poly blend.
No, thank you for the cotton poly blend. It's a beautiful, dark blue and black look good on me. And then I've got the famous, absolutely. Let me ask you something. Now, your logo here is a bison. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Got $1 for you if you can tell me who sings this song, who made it famous. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd, but you can be happy if you've a mind to. Oh, time's up.
Oh, is that the Monkees?
Nope.
Okay, I was close.
Boop, 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 biddy, biddy, boop, boo. Well, here I sitting high, getting ideas. Ain't nothing but a fool would do a podcast like this. Who does that?
I don't know, Steve.
Roger Miller.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You just lost $1. And then you gave me this shirt last week. I'm taking this shirt right off.
Wow, I'm 0 for 2. Thanks, Steve.
Wow, 0 for 2. Yeah, but look at what we're dealing with. We're having fun along the way. Now, I've also got the representation of the contemporary best president in the United States, Donald J. Trump. And I'm going to put Lincoln and Washington on top in whatever order, because they absolutely saved the country. And Trump was on the way to saving the country, too, until I have to say it. I'll have to say it. Socialism, the Jew press, absolutely took him out. And they continued to do what the insidious stuff that they're doing. I mean, after all, they've got women coming in with hearsay.
You got your MAGA hat on right now.
Yeah.
What's underneath it?
My good-looking head.
Okay, now put it back on. And take it off. Okay, I'm going to hit fade to black. Okay, here we go. What's going to go?
Wait a minute. Now they can't see the beautiful, shiny profile.
That's correct.
And now they've got Donald Trump on their mind. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's a great life, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, I got around to finally doing a few testimonials on my books. They'd been sitting in the dark closet for a couple of weeks, put the testimonials on. And, because when I was telling you about the testimonials on, the phony reaction from, the Jewish translator to Mein Kampf, well, of course he made Hitler sound like rubbish and elementary because he's not singing his song. And so I was getting a lot of that on Amazon as well, because I don't sing their song. And so there are now some nice objective, true-to-life testimonials at stevehornerbooks.com, and a whole bunch of them that I got in the initial writing on the single parenting book. So they're all very complimentary. And And just so that I get the message out, okay? Just so I sell more books and get the message out, I've lowered the price from $9.99 to $9.95. So that's throwaway money. So check it out, see what I'm talking about here. And if you don't think that everything I'm saying in these books is true to life, right on, and a way for you and your family to find true happiness and harmony in a world gone crazy, then I'll eat my Donald Trump hat. Well, so anyhow, cleanup time. We got to do a little cleanup time here before we get into the heart of today's show. I was bashing the Jews pretty good last two shows, but ladies and gentlemen, seriously, I can't emphasize enough that it's not about race, okay? The anti-Trump people make it about race. The Jewish press make it about race. The African-American people make it about race. You know why? Because that's like giving you a bad review in your book. Because the dummies will go, oh, well, he must hate people. But that's not the truth. But that's the tactic that they use. And it's a wise, shrewd, mean-spirited, scoundrel-oriented type of tactic. And you got to be hip to it. So it's not about race or hate. It is about behavior. Okay? It's about agendas pushed by certain groups which lead to no good. And that means that it's pushback time for the rest of us, and why these fools continue to push agendas that obviously come back and bite their own family in the ass, I don't know. I guess it's symbolic of just how stupid idiocy can be. I mean, really. So I enumerated the platforms on what constitutes what we know as liberalism. Remember, I did that on the last show, episode 27. I listed everything out from A to Z, abortion to Zionism. Those are the platforms of liberalism. I may have left out a few. I don't think so. But, you know, the welfare state, abortion, quickie divorce, the whole thing. A lot of crime, you bet. Single parenting, mm-hmm. And who is solidly behind the promotion of those liberal agendas? Okay? I just had a go around with Melinda Hannenberger from the Kansas City Star. Jewish chick, absolutely over the top with meanness about white people, about Trump, about pro-abortion, homosexuals. I mean, it's just, it's astounding, okay? So, you know, if you don't know about who's pushing these agendas, then you're blind as to who's bushwhacking your family. The big money man behind this is the philanthropist, the Hungarian Jewish man, George Soros. His billions and billions of dollars go to liberal agenda policies. And that's why Soros is often referred to by us Gentiles, not necessarily me, but as I've seen in print. You know, the Jews, they say they're not racist, but every time you hear them talk about Jews, it's Jews and Gentiles. So in other words, it's ethnocentrism. It's us and them. But that's not racist. No, not as long as the Jews are doing it. You can't say the N-word, no, but the blacks can. Nothing hypocritical about that. And that's why Soros is often called by non-Jews or Gentiles as the devil incarnate and the most hated man in the world. Not pleasant titles, but that's what you get for really bashing America, going after conservative, age-old, time-tested principles, and tearing it up. I mean, as I was drawing up this map for this program, I'm thinking of that mantra that America is the land of Christian Judeo values. That That person may have been right if they're identifying two separate platforms, but they aren't on the same tree. I mean, folks, Jews don't even believe in the Trinity, the sanctity, the divinity of Jesus. Okay? That's a different God. Mainstream Christians believe in God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, the Trinity, all in one. And so, in other words, Jesus was God being hung on the tree, which we commemorate his resurrection on Easter, and his death on Good Friday. That was God here, okay? That's the Trinity. Jews don't believe that. So why is this a land of Christian Judeo values? I don't know. It's a sales job that apparently works. Now, with Jews promoting all this dysfunctional activity, it's no wonder why we are pushing back on it. I mean, they say anti-Semitism is on the rise. I think, folks, it's going to. And don't say you got it here, because I'm not pushing for violence. I'm pushing for the change. I'm pushing for the recognition of bad behavior, which is causing busted families, loaded jails, killed children, busted schools, abortion, crime, handout state. That's what I want to see changed, because I don't see it in the horizon. That kind of behavior now is being vilified by the liberals, by the Jew press, and for what? It's totally anti-productive. I just don't understand it. But it pisses off a lot of people. And that's what it did to the brown shirts in Germany, who formed the Nazi group. And look what they did. Because they said, we aren't going to take it anymore. This Karl Marx, this founder of communism, that's the root of all this homosexuality and this drug and the busted families and the busted schools. And they became confused and angry and resentful and lashed out with a feeling of betrayal, with violence. And I am not advocating that. Not the slightest. I'm a man of love and peace. But I'm telling you that it's inevitable. That's what people do when they have been hurt so dastardly and deeply. They lash out with violence. And that's where the race riots are coming from. That's where the anti-Semitism is coming from. Millions of people are mad as hell, and they aren't going to take it much longer. And they're taking their anger out on the Jew-run press, on blacks, on illegals, and the dippy, shitty little know-nothing, do-nothing, pants to the ass, white little dudes and their families. And women. And that leads me to the title of today's program. What is feminism? And now you're asking yourself if I'm blaming today's social chaos on all of those sweet-smelling, sentimental sweeties, of whom 80% vote liberal. Yes, I am. You're asking Steve Reno at Steve's Cottage, who's now drinking a Coors beer instead of the alphabet-oriented Budweiser beer. You're putting all the blame on these lovely peaches and cream cunts? Ho, 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 ho. Are you really? Yes! And of course, ladies and gentlemen, The word cunt is an acronym here at Steve's Cottage. C period, U period, N period, T period. Yes, those women, they do have their periods. But we men, we have our exclamation points. We are table thumpers. At least we should be. Those of us with backbones are cunts. What else would you call these women that after 40 years, they're saying, oh, he groped me, he raped me, and then I need him. How can you be raped and need at the same time, you dip, while you're standing up in a dressing room? And these courts, these cunt-oriented courts are buying into it. This rumor mongering. It's insidious. You think that doesn't piss off a few people? Well, yes, it does. It's just one lie after another. And for them to get that kind of traction in these courts, it's just unfathomable. It's astounding. But as I said a few minutes ago, it's predictable. It's inevitable. You see, the other side attacks too. When they feel they've been cornered, they attack too. See, the left and the right, it all goes around one big circle, and it comes back to this thing called tyranny. They are all tyrannical to get their way. Even it means chopping off your fingers to get there. Taking off your nose to spite your face. So, that's why we're going to be talking about feminism, and I'm going to be asking you again next week or whenever we get together again. Sean, where's there it is right there. Oh, that's fine. Am I good? Yeah. What is feminism? I was asking myself that in 1992. And I was knee deep, I would say eyeball deep in my single parenting years, which is cataloged there and explained in some sweet little child raising anecdotes there in my single parenting book at stevehornerbooks.com. Go there, stevehornerbooks.com, and kick out $5.95 for any one of those books. I think you'll really, 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 really thank me and appreciate it. But when you look at so it's like I explained last time, when I was interested in knowing, well, what's all this Jew thing? What's all this Nazi thing? What's all this Anne Frank thing? What's all this Nazi thing? You know, that was before I was born. So I bought the book, Mein Kampf, which is German for My Struggle, written by Hitler in jail, 1 year, no research. Great book, 700 pages, sold tens of millions. But then he was labeled by his enemies as a pathetically bad writing and a moron and paranoid. Same stuff I get when I was on Amazon with my books. But Amazon would not allow the objective, favorable comments. They wouldn't, because we tested them. And then they took me off. So now it's on PayPal, and it works out really, really good. So I wanted to learn what was going on, what the story was, so I didn't have to take it from the press. And I hadn't labeled them the Jew press at that time, because I don't think they were in the 50s and 60s and 70s. They are now. So, because companies come and go and they change and they buy and they sell. So when I'm doing the single parenting thing in the 1990s, I remember going to Barnes & Noble asking this seasoned-looking woman, I want a book on feminism. What is this goddamn feminism going on? Men bashing women, women bashing men. What's going on? They showed me this one. It was written just the year before, 92 or 91. Susan Faludi. Backlash. The undeclared war against American women. Oh, isn't that nice? What do the colors remind you of? What do the colors remind you of? A frickin' swastika, right? black, white, red. I'm not surprised if this would inspire the all-time great man of the mic, Rush Limbaugh, to call these women feminazis. And I've got some notes in here that I have transcribed and translated and put into some of my books to show the venom coming from the other side, as I did with Mein Kampf, to use for the voice of Hitler, and sometimes for the man of the hour, Frank Metz, one of my heroes, one of my go-to guys in The Unusual Frank White Man. That's my novel at stevehornerbooks.com. So when I get into this, I'm going to show you some of the quotes, some of what I've taken away from reading this book. How many pages does Susan? It's a big one. Oh, it's got a whole bunch of sources in the back. Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of research. Oh, I see. No, it's a okay. About 470 pages, something like that. But it gave me an understanding of what I was into and what I was confronted with as a hardworking white man, single parenting. Because this happened back in 1984, you see. It was pretty unheard of in those days. Now, if we don't do anything about the course of direction here, things will only get worse and not better, because the cause of these problems are never examined. I examine them with Mein Kampf and with Susan Faludi and my testaments here on the podcast, and my research and my work for various radio stations as a talk show host, listening to people, researching, describing my thoughts out on the radio to thousands and thousands of people for years and years and years. You're dealing with a professional here, you know. So if you don't do anything, apathy wins. Apathy's a loser, but it wins. Kicks ass on the family, though. Because you see, the causes are ignored. I want to see what the causes were. That's where I found out. Women don't inspect what the cause of their breast cancer is. But I know. In 90% of the times, it's an abortion in the first trimester of the first pregnancy. Completely screws up the hormones and the cells. And for proof on that, you can go to I always remember it by ABC, abortionbreastcancer.com. Abortionbreastcancer.com. Over 100 different studies. But that's called getting to the source. And what kind of bums me out here and antagonizes me is that the blame always comes around to us white men, some of whom are sappy enough to claim their success is due to luck, not hard work. Does that bother you like it does me? I've been very, very fortunate. You know, here's the billionaire, you know. I've been very fortunate to have billions of dollars. Bullshit. You've had hard work, and you should get out there and exclaim your hard work to let the piss ants know that standing in the welfare line and envying somebody else's tennis shoes ain't going to make it. Okay? It's only going to make them angrier. These people should say it's a lot of hard work, just like Kurt Carlson did, Minneapolis man, founder of the TGI Friday restaurants and the Radisson hotels. He said, the harder I work, the luckier I get. You see? And so here we are, daring to point the finger of blame at women. And I'm out of time. And I'm going to do this again with you next time as we take a look at feminism and find out just exactly what that is causing and where it came from and what we can do about it. So I hope you come back and join me again here at Steve's Cottage. Lots of fun, lots going on. Tell your friends about it. Buy a book at stevehornerbooks.com. And remember, when you're taking that hike in life, taking the less traveled trail is going to lead to the top with a lot more rewards, better scenery, and it's going to be richer experience for you and your family. So folks, until you come back to visit me at the cottage again next time, take real good care of yourself.
Thanks for joining us. Visit Steve's Cottage again with Steve Horner.